Welcome back to Dynamic Homeschool. It is the beginning or soon starting the beginning of the school year, and I now have two high schoolers, not just one, which got me thinking high school and transcripts are something that scare people a lot. So I want to share what we use and how I build it. So stay tuned. Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about how I am mapping out our high schoolers' next 4 years, how I build their transcript, and how do I decide which courses they need to take to graduate or to be similar to their peers. So the first thing I want to say is this information that I'm going to show I found on our state's educational website, and I will assume that your state probably has something similar. If not, I'm pretty sure all public schools are very similar in the basic foundation requirements. You could take this and I will link it, and you could print it and you could use it for your high schoolers to fill in. So the first thing is if you can see up on the screen, I put our South Dakota's high school graduation requirements. So they're required to have 4 years of language arts, 3 years of mathematics, 3 years of science, 3 years of social studies, 1 year of a capstone experience, or world language, 1 year of fine arts, half a year of personal finance, half a year of physical education, and half a year of health, and then 5.5 electives. Now, when it says a unit, it is meaning a year. So 1 unit equals 1 year, half a unit, half a year, a quarter of a unit, a quarter of a year. So that's how you will determine how long it took you to do. So with that, on the website as well, it had this blank template, and it had already filled in the mandatory requirements, the baseline requirements that they were required to take. So as you can see, they're required at the bare minimum of science to take biology. The bare minimum in math is Algebra 1. The bare minimum in social studies is U.S. history and U.S. government. The bare minimum in language arts is speech and debate and American literature. They at least want those courses at a bare to be taking. So from there, I print 2 copies of this blank template. My first one stays inside my homeschool binder, and I'll do a video on what's inside my homeschool binder. My second copy, this is where I use an erasable pen, and I am really filling in what we're gonna do. So I have, or you could do a blank piece of paper and do columns and do 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And so I know if I'm going off of this transcript, in language arts, it says she needs 4 units. So she's going to take 4 years of language arts. Now, what is that gonna be? I don't know. So in 9th grade, because they're just starting, I might do American literature. In 10th grade, I might do writing. In 11th grade, I might do speech and debate. And then in 12th grade might be like world literature. So I'm gonna put that on there. If I don't know what type of literature she's gonna be taking, then I'll just write literature as the broad category. So when it comes time to plan for that year, I know, okay, they're at least taking a literature course. Now let's figure out what they're gonna be taking. I'll do the same thing for math. They're required to have 3 years. So in 9th grade, they're at least, depending on where they're ending in 8th grade, like my daughter, I said, was, she has not finished a pre-algebra. So she's going to be taking pre-algebra in 9th grade. In 10th grade, she'll take Algebra 1, and 11th, she's gonna take Algebra 2. And then in 12th, it really is dependent on us whether we want her to go further or just end there and focus more on moving towards college or working or moving towards community college, like either one of those. I'll do that for science. The same thing, they're required to take biology. So depending on where they are in 8th grade, they'll either take it in 9th or 10th, and then I'll fill in the rest of the years for 3 years. Same with social studies. Now, when I get down to the other stuff like fine arts, personal finance, economics, PE, and health, those, for us personally, we are course heavy at the beginning of high school because I think by 11th and 12th grade, they're starting working, they're prepping for college, you're teaching them to get out on their own, they're kind of balancing and time management between school and work. And so I don't want school to be a lot and work to be a lot and becoming an adult to be a lot. So I want it all at the beginning when mom and dad are still really taking care of them. And then at the end, that's where they're gonna focus. Then from there, you really have your map for the next 4 years. I suggest doing this in 9th grade if you can't, or like before 9th grade, because you want to know what the next 4 years are going to look like for your student. If your kid is a go-getter or absolutely hates school and is like, I'd rather get it done so fast and be done, then at least you have it already planned out for them and they know what they're going to have to do, and then you can just work from there. Again, if you don't know what course they're going to take, put the broad category there, but at least you have a framework to work with. Then at the end of the year, what I do is I take back out my clean copy and I'll say, okay, we actually did biology in 9th grade. We actually did do writing. Or who knows, sometimes life events, whatever, maybe we did more literature than we did writing. And so I would put literature instead and then move writing to another year. So let's see. Things to just remember, while the transcript is not necessary, if your student wants to go to college, it is very beneficial. It's very beneficial to see what courses they took, what grades they got, what curriculum was being used, what was the information being covered. It also is a way to see what is going to be happening for the next 4 years for your student and for you, so you don't feel stressed that by the end of 11th or 12th grade you notice that they still haven't done all of the math they're supposed to because for whatever reason life got in the way. If you already have it mapped out, it's going to eliminate so much heartache for you each year. So hopefully this helps and alleviates a little bit of stress. Again, I'll put the link below for the blank template that you can use. I'm pretty sure it's the same for every public school. So happy homeschooling.